Hey guys, it's Abby. Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be reading you 10 two-sentence horror stories. If you guys like this video, please be sure to give it a big thumbs up. If you are new here, click the subscribe button down below and turn my post notifications. I post every Sunday and sometimes Wednesdays at 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. That was my way of announcing that I'm going to be throwing in some bonus videos sometimes on Wednesdays. So I hope you guys will join me on the Wednesdays that I do post the bonus videos, and I hope you guys enjoy the extra videos as well. But other than that, let's just get right on into this one. This first story is by the user Peas and Beef Stew. I had the cops, quote, chiseled into my daughter's headstone as a reminder to all how he protected and served. There's nothing we can do because your ex isn't committing any actionable offenses. That one's a sad one to start off on. The cops didn't take it seriously, and the daughter ended up dying because of it. Wow. All the comments proving how even though this is a made-up story, it's really not that made up, because a lot of people have real life experiences like this. So, but one thing I will say about this is I think situations like this need to be taken a lot more seriously. The next story is by the user Optimal Asparagus 236. I will give you all the riches you will ever need in exchange for your firstborn son, and if you do not have a son by the end of your life, your soul will be mine. After the 17th miscarriage, I started to catch on that it wasn't the firstborn the devil wanted. You should be honored the devil's like that interested in getting him, you know? Right? Look on the bright side of things. The devil loves you. I don't really know how else you can turn the situation. Somehow it kind of reminds me of American Horror Story Delicate. I just finished watching the second half. Real good. The next story is by the user THC is my life. The man had the option between counting to 1 billion or 10 years in prison for his punishment. It was only after 20 years, when he had lost count, that he realized his mistakes. That would drive anyone, that would drive me nuts. Like, I would go into insanity. God, like, imagine you like make it to 1 million finally and then you lose count. Oh my God, with my ADHD, I could never. Sometimes I have a hard time counting to 60. I get thrown off when it's like you get 39 and then switches to 40. Sometimes I'll like either go to like 50 or go back to 30 because I'm just used to counting the threes. That's a life sentence right there. I'd take the 10 years in prison for sure. All right, our next story. Stay back, I have a cross, she yelled, thrusting it forward with all her might. The vampire chuckled darkly, eyes glinting with amusement, and murmured, nice try, but I'm a few centuries older than the religion this trinket represents. Wow. Huh, I didn't even think of that. That would make so much sense. Like, if vampires are these like magical creatures, one would think they've been around from the beginning of time. So like, I'm over here like overanalyzing vampire lore. But yeah, one would think they've been around since like as long as humans were. Maybe even more. Who knows? Maybe they were the dinosaurs. One would assume then the vampires were around long before Christianity. And make sure you always have garlic on hand just in case you run into a vampire. The cross isn't going to cut it anymore. Moving on to our next story. Do you take this man as your lawfully wedded husband? She had no idea what some of those words meant, but she still nodded vigorously as her parents had commanded her to. Is this like a child bride situation? And seriously, what were those parents thinking? Yikes. Our next story. Hearing a crash, I run out of the bathroom, hands dripping wet, to see my 3-year-old unmoving at the bottom of the stairs. Hours later, as the paramedics sadly leave, I remember I'd been bathing her little brother when I heard the noise. That's like the ultimate. I can't believe I forgot. I hope the little brother's okay. Alright, the next story is by the user Beautiful Minimum 17. When the devil offered me a guaranteed lottery win in exchange for 1 year off the lifespan of every human on Earth, I accepted it without a second thought. Waking up the next day to discover that 80% of the population had mysteriously died overnight, I began to question if I had made the right decision. So that means 80% of the population had 1 year left? That can't be. Unless there was some like catastrophic like thing. How does 80% of the population normally die and we just normally have kids to replace that? That can't be. 80% of people wouldn't have died in 1 year. I'm mind-boggling. I think the devil might have lied. I think he did like 10 years maybe. Still seems like 80% of the population would die in 10 years, but there's something off about these numbers, that's for sure. Also a lesson, maybe don't make a deal with the devil. just in case you hadn't thought of that yet. Our next story is by the user Moving Stasis. Is it possible you've made a mistake, officer? The wife stammered into the receiver, watching from the kitchen as her husband and 2 daughters ate at the dining room table. The stubs we found on the remains are dated. The same night you reported the 3 missing, ma'am, the officer said. So who are her kids and husband? Who's sitting at the dining room table? Is it like a skinwalker situation? Oh my god, what would you even do in that situation? It's like you have to pretend everything's fine and get out. God, that would be such a good horror movie. I should turn this into a horror movie. Our next story is by the user Sellerth2. As soon as my Billy closed his eyes after the injection, I asked the veterinarian how long the sedation would last. He stared at me and stuttered, "Wait, aren't you Miss Hill with Lucky?" Oh no. I would sue for everything they have. Are you kidding me? No. You don't understand. I would that would be my John Wick moment. I would be, no. That is absolutely a horror story. That sounds like one of my worst nightmares. No, I would sue that place to the ground if that ever happened. And I'm not a suing type, but that's one mistake you will never come back from. God. Our next story is by the user Squeaky Farts 99. I really enjoy reading some of these Reddit usernames. People are real creative. The employee handbook said no jewelry, but I was so excited about my engagement ring that I didn't think it would hurt anything. That was the day I learned how literal degloving could be. Yikes. Oh my god, imagine your fingers just stripped of the skin. Oh god. But I bet some people would sue for that. Well, that's their own fault. Alright, I'm gonna do one more story, so this video will actually be 11. Our final story of the video is by the user Suvin Pan. Unlike us, our child will eat good food and live a life of luxury, the poor man said to his wife. Are you sure he will be reborn into a wealthy family, the wife asked, as the astrologer lowered their child into the bathtub. Oh my god. Killing their kids so they can reincarnate into a richer family. They better have one good astrologer to confirm that baby's going to the right family in the next life. God. That's a good story though. That is really good. Really creative actually. I think that really is a good one to end on. Oh my god. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know which story was your favorite. If you guys did like this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. And if you're new here, please click the subscribe button down below and turn on my post notifications. I post every Sunday and sometimes Wednesdays at 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, or spooky Sundays and I guess now Wednesdays. Oh my goodness. Oscar, you are adorable. I wish you could see how cute he is right now. He is perfect. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys did enjoy this video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.